Riding low, don't wanna be. Riding low and flying high, we can reach the morning light. Come on, baby, you should take my hand. I got bottles, I got booze, both lights you'll never lose. Come on, baby, you should take my hand. Riding low and flying high, we can reach the morning light. Come on, baby, you should take my hand. I got bottles, I got booze, both lights you'll never lose. Come on, baby, you should take my hand. Riding low. 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 Riding low.
Function, pumping and dumping, manipulate the market, flooded from the darknet, flooded from the deep web, keep it a secret. Every exchange got the nerdy brains trading on the frequent.
Let's try this. Hopefully this is not too bad. Just getting something ready here. And we're going to be going to face in 3, 2, 1. And we are here with the polka dot hat. Let's just make sure that I'm not all scrambled here, because that is always a possibility. Perfect. Yeah, sorry about that. Microphone was all crazy and stuff. So I guess I should do the spiel here. It's been a bit. I've had one heck of a week. Hi, everyone who is currently watching right now. Welcome to the DCG 201 live stream. I am known as Sidepocket, not Old Navy. This is not sponsored by Old Navy. It's just chilly because we're entering the winter season now in the New Jersey region. And there's only two seasons in our state, winter and construction. We're in the winter phase, although the construction is lingering around little bits, mainly around mass transit, delaying everybody. But welcome to the DCG 201 channel. As I said, I'm Side Pocket. I'm one of the two co-founders of DCG 201, formerly known as DEF CON 201 and DC 201. We are one of the many hacker groups under the DEF CON group label across America and around the world. So we normally meet up once a month, although that's been kind of lacking due to all the crazy stuff going on. Again, because of literally scheduling, there was no way I could schedule people to speak this month and when to meet, because Thanksgiving and Black Friday and all that sort of craziness. So we're going to be kind of out of it for this month. Funny enough, the Christmas gift for all of you guys in December, physical meeting, live stream, cool speakers, cool swag, all that sort of good stuff. So even though it's going to be cold as shit outside, I'm really excited for that. If you do want to know more about our group stuff, I also have a further announcement. This weekend, after Black Friday, our website, in some form or another, will finally be up. We took out all the kinks on that, so even though the website is currently down, we sort of fixed that problem. And that will be going up this weekend. But in the meantime, we have a Medium blog that you can check out. You know, hackers and tech people are on the Medium platform. We think it's a really cool fit. And of course, we're on all sorts of social media because, thank God, because I should probably also address a little bit in the room for people wondering that even though the core part of the pandemic happened in 2020, why am I wearing a mask? And it's really simple. As you can see, this white void here, I am in a secure hacker compound in this sort of virtual secure world. And if you haven't noticed about Twitter lately, there is a moron that made it completely implode, known as Elon Musk. If you've been following our social media, we've just been mocking him and his terrible business decisions as he steadily becomes this generation's Bill Gates in all the worst ways. And because of that, unfortunately, he didn't just have to fuck up Twitter. He also had to fuck up a bunch of hacker things, including the hacker compound. So there is literally a bad Musk going around in the secure virtual compound I'm in. This is why we have our drone cats wandering around double security shift, and is the main reason why I'm wearing a mask. So you probably all remember the last time I had a mask on my face. I did have COVID. I don't currently, but we're just trying to be safe because Elon Musk just made everything implode. So that's why you're going to be seeing me in this Darth Vader apparatus. Hopefully next live stream, I won't have this, so just wanted to put that out there because it's really obvious, and I don't want people to think, oh no, he's dying from donkey pox, and like, you know, we have to send him flowers because he's going to die in 2 days. That's not it. We're just in the same way we have the hacker cats on patrol in this hacker construct, as well as a bunch of other security features that I'm not going to talk about because the first part of security is OwnSent, and I'm not putting that out there. We're just putting on an extra security feature to make sure that the normal crappiness of the stream doesn't get any more crappy. So just putting that out of the way. But speaking of, like I was saying with Twitter, our popular social media is Twitter at DEFCON21NJ. If you are one of 5 people who are still on it watching the ship sink as we play the violin as it goes down, and the captain still thinks he's a genius meme lord when he's not, you can follow us on there. But thankfully, and I'm glad because we had a lot of people who used to make fun of us for being on a bunch of social media, but we are on a ton of social media platforms. Some we're going to highlight in a bit. We're on Instagram. We're on Mastodon before it became cool. It's to the point, which is kind of scary, where recently the host that we're on has actually had some downtime sporadically. That's how many people are logging into Mastodon. But you can find us on hostducks.social. You're going to view it in a minute. GitHub, Minds.com, a bunch of different things, our live streams, and all sorts of stuff. If you want to know everything that we have, I just posted a link tree that has all of that in there. A few house cleaning stuff before we get into our main topic. And our main topic, I hate to say, this is probably good. I know I say this every episode, but I promise you guys this time, this is going to be one of the shortest live streams that we've done because we don't have a lot to cover. But the thing we are covering is, well, you're going to have to see it to believe it, but a few house cleaning things. So first of all, if you like the content that you see here today, you can hit like, share, and subscribe completely for free on our three main platforms, Twitch, DLive, and YouTube. I'm going to give you guys a hint. All of you Genesis and I forgot what I called you guys now because I know so Master of Unlocking, you're the key pins and driver pins. For we have Genesis and I think periodical blocks. I'll have to redo the whole thing. But anyhow, for all you folks out there, that I am going to bring this up at the end, but DLive, as much as we really liked the platform, has kind of become a ghost town in all the wrong ways. So we're kind of looking for a new potential blockchain-powered platform to add to our streaming platforms. And in fact, one of the things we are streaming on right now, ironically enough, is Twitter. It turns out that our restream has upgraded, and now instead of using the crappy Periscope system that we got banned from due to copyright music that we weren't playing but sounded too similar, we can now stream directly to Twitter while it's dying and there's only 5 people left. Thank you. But you can subscribe to us for free on all those platforms. Note, if you're on YouTube, please hit that bell and put on all notifications because just like Twitter, except maybe not quite Twitter yet, it's probably going to be the next to go. YouTube is like a poorly coded piece of shit. It's like if Elon Musk already got to it, but it's before he showed up to like Google. Like that's how bad it is. So please make sure you hit that bell and turn on all notifications to get notifications when we go on live stream. Because as you've probably seen, my schedule has been very hectic, which is why we haven't been streaming as often or streaming on different days that we normally don't stream, things like that. Second of all, I really love an active chat. I love talking to you all. So if you have any questions about to some degree, what is this hacker void? Because, I'm not telling you what IP address it is and stuff. But if you want to know questions about this and like, where did my hair go? Why am I wearing a polka dot hat? What WTF of the subject we're covering? Things about DCG 201 or hacking or cryptocurrency in general. Please feel free to ask in chat. Just don't troll because most of the trolling that I see is really sad. So I just delete it. But if you're one of the people who like to just watch and learn or watch me screw up, or watch, hopefully, with your clothes on, although that's your choice because I don't know. As I always say every episode, keep lurking and keep learning. So there's going to be a couple more things as we go into this, but I might as well get into the meat of the show. Welcome to one of my 2 shows. So in addition to the streaming of the meetings that haven't been happening for the past couple of months because of Calamity, I have 2 shows that I try to regularly live stream despite all the stuff going on in my life. One is Master of Unlocking, which if everything goes right, because it might change, that should happen Sunday night. And I have a really, really good thing for that. So I'm actually because now I got everything kind of lined up with that. I'm super excited for that episode. And the future looks really bright for Master of Unlocking. But let's wait till we get to that point. Today is Crypto Barons. What is Crypto Barons, you might say? Well, this is the show where we look at cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies as technologies. This comes from a yearning of me and a bunch of other friends of mine where we look at a lot of blockchain tech. We think it's really cool. We like looking at the code and mathematics and stuff behind it. And then just like any other good tech, kind of like Elon Musk with Twitter, a bunch of bros came in, finance bros, and they completely shitted on it and made tons of snake oil salesmen. And now when you mention the cool tech, all people can think about is all the terrible stuff that's happened, such as the, like what we covered out last episode, the FTX hack, the FTX implosion, Terra Luna, snake oil sales stuff that makes Fire Festival look competent by comparison, things like that. So we're not all about that. We sometimes speak a little bit about finances and a little bit about social stuff. We're going to be speaking about a lot of social stuff today, by the way. in order to give people the background, but we're very much interested in the technology that actually runs this stuff. So, things like, do they have a GitHub? If they do, let's look at the code. Let's review it. Do they have a wallet? Do they have a test net? Do they have a beta? Let's try to get it to run. Let's look at the white paper and let's do the math in the white paper. Is this a scam or not? Can it be hacked? Things like that. That's what we look on at Crypto Barons. And today is, well, it's an episode that I've been honestly sitting on for the right moment for about 3 months now. And it really needs to be seen to believe, which is why we're going to see it. And I'll explain my logic when we shortly get there, because we're about to go to desktop mode, clean up a little bit of last few threads, and then go straight into this very short but very interesting topic. So here we go. We're going to go to desktop in 3, 2, 1. Hacker time! All right. So as you can see here, this is our main blog page that I posted in chat earlier. So that's all up there. Again, it hasn't been updated in a while just because we've been that busy. I mean, like we still have, you could still scroll down 2 wheels and see all the guides we wrote for Hacker Summer Camp. But we have been active online, and we're about to get more active online and definitely more active in person, try to retain a sense of normalcy despite the fucked up world that we all live in right now, even for United States standards. And last bits of house cleaning. Again, like I said, Twitter is kind of imploding. You're going to be seeing Twitter in bits and pieces tonight. But I also want to remind that, yes, we also, if it loads, have a Mastodon. We are on the hostducks.social instance. We know that DEF CON made their own instance, and we have, ooh, foxes and cats. We have, oh, that's cute. That's a cute image. We have thought of possibly transitioning over, but we doubt that we're going to transition over because hostducks.social, as you can see here, because everyone's like, oh, Mastodon, oh, look at me, I'm elite hacksaw. I moved over to Mastodon after Elon Musk killed Twitter. We've been on Mastodon. We made our Mastodon, the group Mastodon, never mind my own personal one, which is older, on April 4th, 2017. So yes, the year that our group was founded, Mastodon was new. We made it. And there's a bunch of reasons I can get into in the future of why we chose hostducks.social. But long story short, all the accounts that they made for hostducks.social, that's it. If you leave that instance, you can never go back. And we just think it's kind of a cool novelty that hey, we're on this like super hacksaw version of Mastodon from the before times. What do we have it? So we have a BEM before Elon Musk and PEM or PEM post Elon Musk, I guess. But yes, we do have a Mastodon, and I just posted the link in the chat simply because we're trying to get the word out since everyone's leaving. We've had so many people add us back, and there's a lot of people that we followed on Twitter that that have not got the memo of where we are, even though we keep posting it everywhere. So you can follow us, hostducks.social /@defcon201, or you can type in defcon201 in your instance. And please, besides following us on Mastodon, if you have one, and we post a lot of the same content, including unique content that only exists on Mastodon, please spread the word to all the other hacksaws that, yes, we are on Mastodon. We're like the OG Mastodon group. We were actually there before the core DEF CON people were on there. And please spread the word of that. I will also do the alternative that if you are a more cryptocurrency minded, haha, joke, of a person, that you can controversially also follow us on minds.com. Now, we knew even when we signed up for Minds what a mind field it is in terms of that. It's basically if Truth Social was sober in a lot of places. But there's also a lot of just very generic accounts. There's like art accounts. There's actually a bunch of centrists and leftists on there. And they really stuck to their word of like really allowing anything that people can post on there as long as people aren't posting pictures of like murder and obviously illegal things. So, for both the actual legitimate free speech part of it and sort of the crypto part of it, we still have a minds.com. We still update it, and you can also find that link there. And if you have any Ethereum or other coins that you want to send to us on there, that'll be great. Also to note, if you're watching us on, let me think of platforms. If you're on Twitch, there's a widget below there's also a widget for something else we're going to get to in a second. You can actually directly send various cryptocurrencies to us via those widgets. And if you're watching us on DLive before we ghost the account, you can send us also cryptocurrencies on both of those. So just putting those out there, because after all, this is the crypto show. And finally, and you're going to hear me say this 2 more times throughout this short episode, we're going to probably end between 10 or 10:30 at this point, probably closer to 10. Provided that the tab can switch properly. I've been having like weird, like stuttering things with the machine. So as what we've been doing now for 3 months, we are still raising money for the National Abortion Federation. I know, boo, scary word abortion, but hear us out. Because the ruling with SCOTUS, one, very, I'm gonna do like the understatement of the universe right now. Very unfair to people who have uteruses. Let's put it that way. Very unfair to people who don't have uteruses, who are dating, married, or related to people who have uteruses, or friends, I should add. And regardless of what genitalia or reproductive method you might have, if you lived in the United States, the SCOTUS ruling has actually expanded the Patriot Act so that they can spy on you way easier with way less excuses in court. So if you're in America, you're screwed, even more than normal. And if you live outside of America, because unfortunately a lot of people like to follow us as the lead lemming, a lot of other countries have looked to what we did with our SCOTUS ruling and are trying to apply it to their laws. This is bad. This is basically the United States political version of what Twitter is right now to Elon Musk. So I am going to post once again to the Tiltify link. I will also note that in the future, we're probably not going to use Tiltify because Twitch now has a direct method onto donating to charities. So this will probably be the last time we use Tiltify, but Tiltify has been really good to us in the past. They handle all the money and stuff when we do charities. It's the only money we ever really ask for, besides if you want to send us a few crypto coins just because it's cool. They handle all the money. We don't touch any of it. Currently have some donations in. We're trying to reach a goal of $400 by the end of this month, finally. However, even if we do not meet our donation goal, all the money that's currently donated will be donated. Will go directly to the National Abortion Federation, which will use this money to combat the SCOTUS ruling both in court and on the streets. So if you ever seen like politicians arguing to reinstate it, people protesting it on the street, people protesting it online because of the violation of their reproductive and privacy rights, that's the National Abortion Federation. They also cover a lot of things that are just reproductive health in general from both genders. So even without the abortion part, really important stuff. That's why we are deciding to raise money for them. The still leading donation is $25 from Foot Picks for Sale, which I still think is one of the funniest usernames. Actually met them in person at HushCon. Really fun. And as what we did with the social media stuff, and then I promise we're going to get into this episode now. Because again, very short episode, but oh boy, is it going to be a lot of stuff we talk about. Tiltify only deals with fiat money, and some people don't only have crypto and don't really want to spend fiat money. They don't trust in the banking system. I get it, even though honestly at this point with all the implosions between Terra Luna, Binance, and FTX, I think kind of cryptocurrency is now centralized, at least in the same centralized stupid bag as fiat money is. Regardless, let's say, oh, I'm kind of broke when it comes to fiat money, but most of my assets are wrapped up in crypto. But I still want to donate and help against the SCOTUS ruling. Who can I donate to? Well, the amazing folks at Giving Block, which we covered last year in December. I still can't believe December's coming up for this year. They're an organization that links up with charities where you can donate cryptocurrency to them. And the alternative, which the National Abortion Federation helps out, that you could donate your crypto to, is Medical Students for Choice. And the page is right up here. This is Giving Block statement. It kind of reads who they are. These are the actual doctors, nurses, and other people in the medical field that actually do reproductive rights. They hand out condoms. They manufacture them. They teach people on how sex works. They perform abortions safely and healthfully if need to be. Keyword is if there needs to be, as well as other procedures for both men, women, and everything in between for their sexual health. There's what I love about Giving Block is they have a ton of coins they support. And they have all the big ones. They have Bitcoin, they have Ethereum. They look around. They have Zcash here. Basic attention token if you're a goddamn Brave browser user for no goddamn reason. Polygon, Dogecoin. So they have like all the big major stuff. But they also have just a ton of popular and semi-popular altcoins. They have stablecoin, USD coin here. They have the DOT. They have Quiro. They have, let's see here, Bitcoin Cash, Decentraland for all of you metaverse freaks out there. Let's see, Escape, Pax Gold, Liquidity, Sushi Swap, Spell Token from some of the weird NFT type games, the Numerai, because we covered Numerai a couple episodes ago. They have all sorts of stuff here that you can donate. So you literally have no excuses in order to help us fight this horrible ethical and just terrible version of human and privacy rights in general. So here's the link to the giving block. So whether you donate through Tiltify or the giving block, if you simply send us the receipts, we cheer you on all episode. And if you donate through Tiltify, in the same way, if you follow us on Twitch, Live, or YouTube, we get notifications for when you follow us and we cheer you on. Except if when you donate, we cheer you on the entire episode. So that's the difference. So with all of that out of the way, what is today's episode about? Because normally I already get through what today's episode is about before we go into the viewing mode. So why was I stalling? What is this episode about? Well, so I'm going to disappoint everyone with here's things we're not going to cover today, unfortunately. We will not be looking at any code today. I know I say that Crypto Barons is about looking at technology and code. We are going to look at a use of technology, but unfortunately, there is not going to be any code here. As far as I know, maybe we'll get lucky. So we're not looking at any code. We're not looking at a white paper. We're not dealing with any major finances per se. We're going to be looking at a lot of social stuff. And we're going to be looking at something that's really weird. That's very weird. It's actually one of the weirdest. If you thought the Halloween episode we did last month was one of the weirdest things we've ever seen, with what was it, NFT gravestones and tracking blood through blockchain and all of that, or 2 years ago when we covered Bible coin, for Christ's sakes, literally, this blows everything out of the. This is the. You know how when they make jokes about weird foreign porn, and every time it's German scat porn? This is the German scat, not in a bad way per se, but this is the German scat porn. If the rest of the crypto and blockchain sphere is just normal vanilla porn, it's this is just what the hell am I looking at, sort of thing that I literally had to double take multiple times to see what I believe in. If I remember correctly, I have to thank DLive for this. Found this on DLive, then I realized they had a Twitch channel, and then I started digging down this rabbit hole, and I kept digging, and the more stuff that I found, the weirder it got. So, I'll put it this way. On the 15th was Bitcoin Independence Day. Yes, that's an actual thing. If I remember correctly, this is when the first major independent fork happened on Bitcoin. And that is normally celebrated. It was on the middle of the week, so we couldn't do an episode about it. We are going to be doing specials for Crypto Barons next year, particularly starting in April. But we are going to be doing specials, actually maybe starting in January, but definitely once April hits, it's going to pick up, and we're going to be doing specials on that. So don't worry, including Bitcoin Pizza Day, which is the other holiday. And I thought we would kind of celebrate. We're kind of in the in-between, in terms of the crypto sphere, Bitcoin Independence Day and upcoming Thanksgiving, as well as kind of the overall thing of what Thanksgiving really should be, which is Native American Heritage and Remembrance Day, or month is probably more accurate. So because I don't really want to celebrate Thanksgiving in particular, unless I make fun of it, and we're kind of in between this idea of being independent on your own, politically, kind of political nature of just I declare myself my own sovereignty sort of crap. I thought this is time that we get to look at this. So we have covered, again, everything on the show from religious cryptocurrency to tracking blood, to what other weird stuff. AI stock market bot matches. and just all sorts of weird topics. But honestly, I don't think so far nothing has been really weirder, even with the sex crypto stuff that I had to cancel that's going to be there next year when we cover it in June, than Kaprika, the digital independent nation state that is entirely built on blockchain systems. Yes, this is an actual purported independent nation that exists only on the internet that is purportedly is its own nation. Now, so much to unpack here. I've been doing a lot of research on this, a lot of unnecessary research that's really bad for my health, for 3 months, and I honestly can't tell. I don't think this is a parody. Let's put it that way. I don't think it's a parody. I don't know if the people involved in this, except for maybe the main person, truly believes in all of this. It could be. It very much seems like a scam or a Ponzi scheme, but it's too so sincere that it doesn't. The best way I can honestly describe this is that the dude and the people around this really do believe in this, as far as I can tell, and they're really delusional, but they're like delusional in a very amusing, sort of innocent kind of way. This is not like Scientology delusional, where they've like fucked over people's lives and stuff by brainwashing and everything. They don't seek to really convert people. They're just, it's kind of like furries almost. They just have this weird idea. They're into this weird thing, and they're just existing over here in the corner, and they're just letting people know that they exist, and they're proud of it. And so it's like, it's kind of dumb, in my opinion, but more power to them, I guess, since they're not really harming anyone as far as I can see. So here's something that they advertise there. By the way, the website design, it's modern, but it's kind of all over the place, as you're going to see here. This is just, again, this is what's going to be the stream is. We're just going to be hanging out, like literally going down this like terrible rabbit hole for like 15 minutes. That's literally all we're going to be doing in this episode. This is kind of like a very relaxing episode for me. And you're going to learn little bits and things along the way. So apparently next year from May 8th to August 1st, they want to do what they call a hashtag Expedition Digital America, where I guess they're going to rent out this bus and they're going to travel all across the United States and kind of promote the fact that they're like an independent nation and how like they want to gain support from like Americans. Like, from what I understand, it's not even monetary support they're asking for. They just want to like spread the word that they exist and kind of get the idea out there of like what an independent digital nation state is. Right now, they have a budget of nearly $500,000. It's going to be 100 days. 12 participants on the bus, and they even have a $250 advertising budget. So combined, it's going to be like a 650 sort of whole shebang here. This is some of their, it's going to meet up at like all these locations. It seems like one of them is either New York or New Jersey. So especially if they stop by in New Jersey, if this gets off the ground, maybe we'll do a follow-up episode and I'll go out to where they are and we'll either film pre-recorded or live and interview these people directly, because boy, do I have a lot of goddamn questions about this. I find it also interesting that all their points here are all along the borderline. They're avoiding the middle parts of the state, which honestly, I don't blame them. Because even with like how Texas and Florida are falling off the face of the earth, California is weird and stuff like that. New York State, our state, New Jersey alone, enough said. At least this is like where like the decent amount of sane people are, as opposed to the nothing burger that is in the middle of the state. Sorry. But let's get into the kind of meat here. So we're already like halfway down the page, and now we kind of get some background about this literal crypto independent nation state. So I'm going to read what they wrote. The Kingdom of Kaprika. Our project, Kingdom of Kaprika, is 13 years old, allegedly. We were founded in Russia in 2007. We have issued passports to... This is what I mean here. We've issued passports, and we're going to look at those in a moment, by the way, to over 37,000 citizens of Kaprika. For 13 years, we have held 237 events for our citizens. We have married over 2,600 people in Kaprika in 13 years. Our party is waiting for 350,000 people from around the world in 2021. We want to create a blockchain state for our citizens. We want to make a conventional digital environment on the blockchain and make this world more convenient for our citizens. May the force be with you. Now, again, it's going to be weird. And see, we're only going to look at one video on this, okay? This sounds like a parody. This sounds like, so in the hacker world, you probably may have heard of Johannes. Actually, let me try to bring this up. I'm going to see if I can spell this correctly, and hopefully the computer doesn't die. So Johannes Gartofers, he's been at the Hackers on Planet Earth conference for many years, and he's a good colleague and friend of mine. And he has this whole parody thing under monochrome, and I hope I spelled this right, called Soviet. It's pronounced Soviet Uzeldorf, but I'm probably going to completely misspell it, so we're going to try our best here. Let's see what pops up on the search engine. And again, hopefully the stream doesn't die, because I did not think I would. It didn't actually hit me of how the similarities are, because Soviet Uzeldorf is a parody done by Johannes Gunterfers. I should actually tag him in this episode afterwards, because I didn't even think of that. It's bringing up actual Soviet stuff. That's the funny part. Where it's a parody idea of that there's this little enclave in Austria which is actually common in Europe. You have these like little tiny micro countries that are like this, that are like less the size than half of Rhode Island, and they're their own countries. And this is apparently a country that's in Austria, and it's the Soviet part of Austria that didn't get the memo and didn't rejoin the rest of the country with the current government. And hold on a second, let's try Hackers on Planet Earth. You know, I should have extended this episode by playing. They have a point-and-click adventure game that came out. And, oh, God, why can't I find... I love how I can't actually find... I can't actually find the goddamn thing. Actually, I have a better search on Hackers. Let's do that. And so it's this whole parody of, like, how like leftists and liberals see communism and like, you know, sort of like the weird kind of echo chamber insanity of this. And from what I can tell with Kaprika is that it sounds like Soviet Dusseldorf. It really does. But if again, because we're only going to watch one short video, because I'm not even going to play the whole thing. But if you watch this guy's videos enough, even if you don't understand what he's saying, yeah, it actually, I'm gonna try some different method. It really like he's either like doing like some meta next level Andy Kaufman levels of shit, or which is what I'm thinking, is that he truly is this kind of crazy and does believe in all this crazy stuff that I just read, including unironically saying, "May the force be with you." Try to think if I can find that. Okay, so it doesn't list that he has that there, but now I have his full name, so let's go. And this is like a, see, we're doing this dumb rabbit hole thing, and we're already doing some OSINT. Let's see if we can find it here. Okay, so let's go to his Wikipedia page. Should be in here somewhere. I hate when they do that thing where they like highlight but they don't highlight. Ah, here we go. So this is the game. Soviet Uzeldorf. They made like their own point-and-click adventure game here, and it says here. So yeah, I should have brought this up earlier. My apologies, and then we'll stop lollygagging around because we only have like 10 minutes max to cover the rest of this stuff, because it really is going to be that short. That Soviet Uzeldorf is a fictitious country created by art technology group Monochrome, which is like a hacker collective out in Austria. Is the, quote, last existing appendage republic of the USSR located in the Republic of Austria. And Ugersdorf is partially based on an existing village, well known to Johannes Grundfos, the creator of the concept. As a kid and teenager, Grundfos spent a lot of time with his grandparents' farm in a small village of Ugersdorf, which is the capital of Stockerville. I'm probably butchering a lot of these besides the actual name of the fictional place, but let's go in, my friend. But let's go there. And he sort of like compiled all these ideas and sort of made this crazy parody account here. Let's see. With Soviet Uzendorf is a fictitious and misplaced handling of the past and the present is being used for good use. He made a short film about this. There's been public theater stuff. He's done some of this stuff for Hackers on Planet Earth. And then they actually made a computer game, point-and-click adventure series. I'm still waiting for if they ever make a third one because I've actually played both of these games. The second one in particular had guest appearances by Cory Doctorow, Bruce Sterling, Jel Biafra, Jason Scott, Brie Pierce, and MC Frontalot, aka all the groupies that you find at Hackers on Planet Earth. Which was just way back in 2009. So yeah, like this is an actual like fictitious Soviet country that pretends to be like independent from both Soviet Russia as well as modern day Russia and Austria. But going back to this actual Kaprika, from what I can tell, again, unless they're doing some crazy Andy Kaufman type shit, this is not a and of course we already have the spam. Spam, spam, spammity spam, 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 spammity spam, spammity spam. Wonderful spam. Spammity spam. Wonderful spam. Let's see. So we got rid of that now. But yep, that cleared up the chat. Yay. So back to the topic here. Yeah. This as far as I can tell is not a parody. This guy is legit this crazy. This guy legit believes in all this stuff that he's writing here. So from what we can understand by the description alone, again, is that Kaprika is which has tried to, I'm not going to go into details, but it's not the only time in the past, present, and definitely in the future that people have tried to make independent digital states that exist outside of the physical world of countries. There's even some places where even though they don't declare themselves as such, they sort of have that same sort of concept. Hell, there's even places in real life that are like not even nation states, but they're like independent off the grid, where a lot of like darknet servers and stuff and privacy stuff is hosted. So crazy stuff out there. So this is the only one. I just found this really interesting because of how batshit insane all of this is, and the fact that they're actually basing their stuff off of blockchain technology, which we will get into in a moment. So yeah, they claim to have their own nation state. They claim to have people married in their state. And multiple events for their stuff. They're trying to promote it as much as possible, and I guess we're not helping with that. They both have a constitution and a Declaration of Independence. So there's a Declaration of Independence that they wrote on November 9th, and then they wrote their constitution on November 10th. Let's take a quick look at these, because this is going to be hilarious. So Declaration of Independence, Kingdom of Kaprika. I'm going to read this. I'm going to try to read the opening paragraph and not die. We, the below-named people of different peoples not living on Earth, rely on the basic provisions of Part 1 of the Declaration of Human Rights and Freedoms, Montevideo Declaration, the International Maritime Convention, and the UN Convention of Right of Nations to Self-Determine in Part 3 declare creation of a sovereign, independent, decentralized kingdom of Kaprika. We are guided by the provisions of the Declaration of Human Rights and Freedoms, the inalienable rights given to us by God and nature to unite freedom and happiness. The sovereign kingdom of Kaprika is hereby established, and we declare the kingdom of Kaprika is a free, this is what I find interesting, free and democratic state based on the principles of positive humanism, religious tolerance, non-interference, decentralization, social and economic responsibilities to all humanity. Kingdom of Kaprika is an open, decentralized state of which any inhabitant is our planet can become a citizen in its activities. Kaprika is guided by the principles of humanitarianism. And it literally goes on, and to their credit, it really does read like an actual Declaration of Independence, although my question is twofold, which really shows you how insane this is. One, where are they declaring independence from? Which they never really mention. I don't know if they mean independence from like the rest of like the actual in-person citizens of planet Earth? Like, are they Elon Musking this where they're trying to go to Mars? I don't know if they're trying to declare independence since they were founded in Russia. I don't know if this is a declared independence from Russia. And if so, and I'm going to put the charity donation links again for the National Abortions Federation stuff just to clear up the chat a bit more. And I please hope someone donates to it because now I get to show you on all episode. You get to donate for a good cause. Even if it's like $1 or $3, it'd be absolutely fantastic. But like I was saying, like they were formed in Russia apparently in 2007. So I kind of wonder, are they declaring independence from Russia, even digitally? If so, I guess Russia, thank God, is distracted, unfortunately, by Ukraine because you would think even if this was stupid that Russia would, especially knowing Russia would take this so seriously, they would actually go after this. Weird stuff. All right, so like 8:10, 8:15, we should be done here. This is great. We're actually doing good time now. But yeah, this does really read like a declaration of independence, even though again I don't know what they're independent from. I'm also kind of confused because they claim they're a democratic, decentralized nation, but they're also called the Kingdom of Kaprika, which then again makes you question who's their king. Who we're gonna look at later is Roman their king, the main person that's like on everything on their website. Is there what type of king is it? I'm assuming because they don't quite mention this. Maybe it's in their constitution, which unfortunately, and I forgot this part, is all in Russian. So their Declaration of Independence is in English and their constitution is in Russian. Maybe if we have some quick time at the end, we'll try to do Google Translate and look at it later. But like if they do have a king, I'm gonna guess that it's like a representational king that doesn't really have that much power in their nation. They also don't really say, even though it's decentralized, how exactly their government works. Again, maybe it's in the Constitution. I don't know. I guess we will find out maybe a little bit at the end here. So let's see here. So they have here an expedition task or task for expedition. And we're going to get into the blockchain stuff in a bit. Don't worry, like literally 1 minute. Our task is the expedition period is subsequent calendar year period from May 8, 2001 to May 8, 2002. So they had like different sort of periods here. So December 1st, they issued ID cards to their new citizen and volunteers. They introduced passports, diplomary, and honorary citizens. They spell right here Kaprika with a C instead of a K, so they're not even consistent. Although, to be fair, English is definitely probably their second language, so I'm not going to harp on them too much for that. Also, military cards for the rank and file of irregular cyber troops of Kaprika. Dear Lord. Okay, so now question, military. Obviously, of all digital military, I guess there are a mix of black and white hackers. Are they organized in any way? Is it still part of their decentralized system? Who runs that? Is that under the jurisdiction of the king? Is that under the jurisdiction of the citizens? So many questions. I hope they actually do visit New Jersey next year because I would love to interview these people in person. It's just like, wow. Like maybe I'll like bring an actual like American like translator and ambassador over because they're like their own country and like we could do an interview. That would just be crazy. And then another weird thing which they keep promoting is I guess when they started out, they went to New York Comic Con. Not New York Comic Con, sorry, San Diego Comic Con. It seems to promote their country because as I said here, they were preparing for expedition negotiations with the American Embassy, budgeting for successful launch of the expedition, all of that. So I guess Comic-Con was part of their push, and then they're going to be going on like a bus tour next year. This is just bizarre. Let's just put it that way. It's a Russian country promoting a lot of stuff in the United States, and they're not even like really asking for money or anything. They just want people to know that they exist. And boy, do they let people know they exist because as they right here, which by the way, you're going to see this eventually on this show, they do live broadcasts nearly 24/7. They have a bunch of filler content when they're not on air. And then when they're on air, they do all sorts of interviews with their own citizens, with various public interest people, crypto people, fashion, cooks. It's literally the way they see it. These live streams that they're on are their own like TV channel. They have like one television channel and it just runs all this stuff 24/7 CNN style, nonstop. It's pretty crazy. Look at some of the participants on here. There's a couple of seems like Americans, but it's very Eastern European, definitely Russian backgrounds. and the two decentralized team of main two people, Roman Luca, which get used to him because he's the brainchild. I'm going to guess he's the king of Kaprika, even though they don't. They're called the king of Kaprika, but they don't mention any monarchs anywhere. Not even as like we used to have monarchs, or here's our monarch that sits in the corner, and they just have representative legislation and power, and they don't have real power. So I'm just going to assume that Roman is the king, but I'm not going to confirm that because they never mention who's their king in this kingdom. And then the other person is Romanico, who is the blockchain person of all of this. So it's pretty crazy. And of course, they have a huge social media outreach, which we're going to look into in a bit. You can contact them multiple ways. They have their WhatsApp numbers on here. They have emails. It's pretty, and you can send them stuff. It's pretty nuts. This whole thing is just really nuts. In addition to Kaprika.media, which, by the way, I'm going to copy pasta this and post it in the chat. So if you want to look down this crazy rabbit hole yourself, and we're going to probably end at 10:20 at this rate, so we're still doing good time. You can go look at it yourself because we're basically half done at this point. This right here, Kaprika TV, which is their other major website, is where they do the live stream, and this is where they have that big Twitch portal that obviously we're not running in browser, and they cover a lot of different things. They literally, what I find fascinating is they have 3 main channels. One of them got banned, but they cover like a bunch of different topics, but the topics they cover a lot is their media stuff, where it's just outreach and promotion. They cover fashion shows, and apparently some of their own citizens are fashion models, so anytime they're doing runway stuff, they live stream from it. And of course, they cover a lot of cryptocurrency stuff. I've also seen them cover like cooking people and politics. It's just a lot. Like I don't. It makes you kind of wonder what jobs these people have, if we want to know or don't want to know. Just because, like, I don't know how these people keep afloat with their money. Like either they really have no lives and are like all on like other government subsidy stuff, or they've invested in crypto really well, or they're doing a bunch of skeevy stuff that I don't know about, or they're just loaded and bored. I have no idea. They also show, which I think is a hilarious section of their website, is how they broadcast their stuff, which is primarily on a Chromecast. And then they have the link where you can buy the Chromecast on Amazon. It's so dumb and hilarious that's actually adorable. So this is like the main part of the iceberg, but let's go down deeper and wrap up this episode. So when I was doing research for them, I found 2 Twitters that feed into each other. Their main one seems to be Kaprika Media, which they have their own address, kaprika.eth, which we might enter in it later. You will be able to get all their crypto wallets and stuff from. I don't know. One thing that's kind of fascinating, let's see if I can bring this up here, is, okay, so we can't do it on here. We are going to be looking at OpenSea NFT Scanner in a moment. But then they also have this other Twitter called Crypto Kaprika, which basically they sort of like, they're like Terra and Luna, and they feed, you can see the video starting to play here, they feed off of each other and constant reference back and forth, kind of building up their base here. Obviously, Kaprika doesn't really have that many people. Kaprika ETH actually has a ton of people following, although I don't know how many of them are bots, as I have over 8,000 people on Twitter. Very, very fascinating stuff. Then they also have like a Medium blog, but they only have one post on April 30th called Bad Moms, which I have not read yet. Again, this is what I mean about like, you know what? Okay, so I'm going to get probably a lot of controversial shit for this, but I'm going to say it because it's the only way I can think of this, right? It reads like stuff that you would see from Sonic Chew, except no one's actually getting harmed here. If you want to look up Sonic Chew, that's up to you. Just warning, it's a lot of even crazier stuff that I'm mentioning here, but it's like the same level of nuts. But Sonic Chew actually assaulted people and harassed people, and that's why they're in jail right now. This person is just here, and I happen to stumble on, which then makes me question, am I as crazy as this person? Because after all, I'm on a live stream covering this, essentially giving them free promotion for their crazy talk. So I'm literally part of the problem here. it's just, this is just crazy. Like, I'm gonna read all this later. He has some like weird, crazy like art on this page, but it's just one post on here. Now, the other fascinating thing about this, and this is how I imagine they make probably their income, is that they have their own separate project page called Pixel Freaks. And you'll see them retweet that a lot. And basically, Pixel tweets, they're very much into NFTs. That's why I tagged this video as NFTs. And it's these little pixel, like little kind of paper doll icons here, these like little 8-bit little character icons that you can go in, you can buy. And they have them listed on two main sites. They have them on OpenSea over here, which I'm going to open up over here. We're actually going to skip the, because this is their Twitter, but we're going to skip the Twitter for now. So yeah, they have their own portal on OpenSea. Apparently, the total volume that they have is worth 71 Ethereum, which, if I remember correctly, is actually a pretty good chunk of money right there. You're not like a billionaire or anything. You're not Elon Musk ruining Twitter, but it's there. And yeah, they just have all these little pixel art little girl characters and occasional boy character, and they all have like elf ears and stuff. And I'm going to try to get the NFT scanner here to work since we're on OpenSea. It's just I've been having like, it's weird because our video stream is going really well, but for some reason it's just having weird hiccups when it comes to web page stuff here. Actually, let me just kill their Twitters right now because we don't need them in this. Alright, so hopefully everything will run better. Oh, interesting. So something actually went wrong with the NFT scanner. Fascinating. Alright, so let's actually click on one of these. Let's click on the Pixel Freak 1580 here, which is worth 14 Ethereum, which seems to be the second highest price, because normally it's at 0.020 Ethereum. So let's click on this one, see if we can get it to load, and then we'll load up the NFT scanner here and see what sort of properties we have going on. We're having lag. Well, while we wait for this, it's probably a good time to just remind people once again that this will be the second time I remind this before we end the episode, that we are trying to raise money for the National Legal League, or trying to work to fight against the SCOTUS ruling in the United States that other countries are trying to emulate, which again is not only an absolute ethical and nightmarish disaster for people who have uteruses, but is also because the whole ruling was based on a whole privacy right, so it is actually ruling under privacy rights for United States citizens completely. Background here, and I'm having weird. Maybe Kaprika is sending their cyber warrior army to cause us to have lag slow down. No, I know it's just my crappy machine because I've been dealing with it all day. God, one of the things that I'm hoping on, by the way, is hopefully starting in January, like somewhere between January and our anniversary in March, we are going to be getting a new streaming computer. I'm going to be getting a new dedicated streaming computer because now I'm much more experienced with this. So instead of having an idiot set this up, I'm going to start this, even though I'm thankful that they did set it up for us. I'm not disregarding the work that they did, but now that I have better experience and know what I want, that hopefully we can start from scratch. And that was weird. Hold on. Let me listen here. Huh. Okay, let me figure out the source of what the hell's going on here. Oh, that's why. Oh, you God, that's what's slowing it down. Hold on. Apparently something auto-started on the actual website for Kaprika without me noticing. And so it's been causing this weird muffled sound going on in the background, and that's probably what's slowing everything down. So I'm clicking over the tab for it, and hopefully we can get rid of it. I will warn, if the stream dies, that's going to be kind of epic. Because right now the browser is going crazy. This was actually the big concern that I had when I was like, oh God, I'm going to cover Kaprika, because again, their website is so shittily done, and primarily it's like a bad mix of not only bad coding, but they're like loading in all their video and streaming stuff like completely like non what do you call it, non-compressed, just all raw everything, that I had to do like a lot of memory management here. So yeah, we're just gonna give this a minute or two as the computer tries to sort it out. I might have to close the browser window and then open it again without any of those windows in it, which would suck. Let's give it a minute here. Take a courtesy sip. Because from what I understand, our stream is actually running really strong. It's just all the processes going on the laptop. It was already kind of, hence why I'm wearing the mask. Like whatever the hell Elon Musk screwed up on the internet that caused a side effect of our compound to go weird, it's just like screwed over everything. All right, so I think unfortunately I'm gonna have to probably close the browser window and open it again without the two main websites so it doesn't auto stream by accident, because I thought I turned off all the auto streaming, but I guess I didn't. All right, so what happened here? All right, so what we're going to do, and you're going to notice a weird thing going out with OBS, I'm going to kill the browser window. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to open the browser window again, but I'm not going to include the two main websites. And in fact, what I'm going to do while we wrestle with that is I'm actually going to play one of the few two videos that I have on here. It's going to be very short. It's just so you can get a taste of that when this guy live streams, this Roman guy, who I guess is the king of his kingdom and everything, of what everything sort of looks and sounds like, to show how crazy he is. So we're going to watch this for like a minute, and I'm going to correct all this, and then the next 3 minutes we'll be done with the episode. So here we go.
Привет, друзья! Сон Тбилиси. Сегодня у нас проект называется «Кап». Мы 14 лет. Сейчас я нахожусь в Тбилиси. Вот, мы встречаем в Тбилиси этот праздник. Вот. Я хотел бы сделать небольшой отчет, что мы сделали за 14 лет, очень коротко. Значит, за 14 лет мы собрали комьюнити. Самое главное, мы приобрели опыт того, как делать нельзя этот проект. За 14 лет мы отказались от того, что нам нужна земля, нам нужно признание каких-то других государств. Шагам, что вся практически документация, весь документооборот будет у вас находиться в вашем кошельке, и вы будете легко демонстрировать.
I love how this guy has a Union Jack pillow. That's just the
также мы
chef's kiss
сделали
hilariousness on top.
деньги, NFT-деньги, криптоденьги на базе NFT. ERC-20 уже не нужен. Вот, сейчас мы будем делать NFT-биржу. У нас будет банк, который будет принимать наши NFT-деньги. Слово NFT мы вообще уберем. У нас будут просто деньги, которые созданы нашими очень классными каприканцами, художниками, которые рисовали для нас эти купюры. Каждая купюра будет выходить тиражом 1000 штук. Только один художник выпускает один номинал. Допустим, 10 капкоинов скоро будет у нас, 1 капкоин, 2 капкоина, будет 5 капкоинов, 10 капкоинов. Единственное, что вы можете и так далее. То есть вот вы видите.
So this is the crazy part. This is the part that we're going to get into as I reload the relevant few tabs that we have left on this episode. What he's actually showing is, so he's going into his NFT catalog, and as we're going to look at in a moment, we're going to see how they actually issue passports and stuff for their own digital citizens here. I'm actually loading that stuff up right now.
пока еще ну, с урезанным функционалом. Также вы заходите, допустим, на MetaMask, который, собственно, нам больше всего нравится.